Alright everybody, so I decided I wanted to try to make my own SMG, completely original design, well, mostly original design. Obviously there's nothing new under the sun, but the point being though is I want to build something, I want it to be somewhat original, and I want to do it myself within the limitations of the equipment I have, perhaps something that can illustrate how crude of equipment you can have to build a firearm. So, in turn, what I did was I took a block of 1 by 3/8 inch steel, I center drilled it twice, once for a firing pin. This would be recessed slightly ultimately. The bolt design is something I haven't quite released yet, so that'll come eventually, but this is just a piece of the bolt itself. It's probably going to be a telescoping design, it might be something else, but I figure why go backward in time. You know, you might as well do somewhat modern if you have the ability to. But back to the point though, 3/8 inch thick steel, I did a 1/4 inch hole in it. This is with a Harbor Freight drill press. I will say that I did hook the dial indicator up to it. It has, 10 thou run out roughly on the bit itself, which means that my chuck is pretty much garbage. So take that for what it's worth, but overall it did pretty well, I thought. I mean, it's definitely a learning exercise. I would say this is probably more in setup of the actual table on it than in the run out of the chuck though. So what happened is it went slightly canted. So as you can see, whenever it went in, it went from, let's see now here, it went from right to left basically, so it's a little bit diagonal this direction. And whenever that happened though, it kind of poked out the side. If you look at the line is where you can see the very first part of it happening. I mean, there's a little bit where you can feel it right there. I mean, I would say, 5-10 thousandths roughly, something like that. You can't really catch a nail on it even, but you can see it and you can feel it. So that happened, and then it got worse from there. I might chop this off and try to salvage it. I might just try to finish off a firing pinhole for my own amusement and see what happens. But I bought quite a bit of this stock. I got a couple feet of it, so I can take another 3-inch chunk and do the exact same thing. I lost the drill bit too. I mean, it was drilling pretty well up to the point that it kind of poked through there and broke. It looks like it shattered into a bunch of pieces, so I'm going to be kind of curious to see what it is whenever the autopsy pops out. I don't know. Like, very interesting. Like I said, the goal is going to be that eventually I'm going to take this second little center drilled hole here, and there'll be it'll actually be a 7/16 or a 10mm hole roughly that'll go around. And then that's where the actual cartridge is going to sit. Obviously, it's going to be 9mm. Barrels are dirt common, like easy ammo, blah, blah. Oh, I wanted to add that overall, I think that it's going to be very plausible to do this. I just think that the table is going to have to be set up a little better on the drill press. I mean, obviously, it wasn't that far off for me to only be off that far. If it was off more, I would be a lot more excited. I also had the table at an angle with the drill press vise and everything, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up taking this and I'm going to end up putting it perfectly perpendicular to it. If I am a little bit canted up or downwards, it doesn't really matter near as much in this case, especially not with the extractor itself and everything. So I'll be able to just take this and make another one. Hopefully it'll come out where it goes center next time. But yeah. Not bad for eyeballing it, and not bad for not having a mill.
Another presentation of Valve Industries.